Hey guys, a while back I had made a video about Shadows of Evil and I talked about the Easter eggs that weren't really Easter eggs. We thought they were, but I was able to get some information showing all the triggers on the map, and we were able to see if something was or wasn't an Easter egg. Like the green light on the end of the docks in the waterfront district we thought was an Easter egg, and it definitely isn't one. There was no triggers there whatsoever. So we were able to resolve a lot of questions around some of these suspected Easter eggs. And here's a screenshot of what someone sent me showing what the triggers look like. And yeah, you can just go around and look and see like what is actually an Easter egg or not. So I was able to compile the same information for Revelations, and I know there's definitely some things that are questioned on this map, you know, whether or not it's an Easter egg. This first one here I wanted to show you guys is this really strange cloth that's hanging out in the middle of outer space by all this like floating debris, and it looks really suspicious and out of place. You can see the cloth really well if you use a sniper and stand around the Generator 3 area in Origins, and we were able to finally identify where this cloth came from, and it's a part of the Mob of the Dead map. We were coming up with all kinds of theories on what we could do with this thing, like aim at it with a sniper, shoot it with the Apothicon Servant. We thought maybe it's linked to something in Mob of the Dead on Revelations, like to Owl's hat, or there's these candles. But yeah, we had all kinds of theories and we tried all kinds of things and nothing ever worked. And that's because there's absolutely no Easter egg here. There's no triggers or anything to be found, and there's nothing in the Mob of the Dead area that links to it either. And there's no triggers around the 23 candles or Owl's hat. I think Owl's hat is just kind of a dead deal at this point. We can't figure out anything else to go along with it, so we're thinking it's just, you know, for cosmetic reasons, or at one time they did have something planned for it, but it got cut. The next suspected Easter egg actually was an Easter egg at one time, and they did cut it, and that is the chicken Easter egg in the spawn area. There's a lot of evidence supporting this Easter egg, and people have found like the graphics, the sound files, and all kinds of stuff for it. And it was going to be in the Trip Mine section, and we think it was going to be a lot like the spider bait on Zetsubou no Shima. There were clues to this Easter egg way back on Horizon. Whenever you did the newspaper Easter egg, you could see some information about like chickens getting loose and it referring to the spawn area on Revelations. If you go into Nocturne Toten on Revelations, you can look through the portal and you can see in the spawn area there's these eggs that aren't originally there if you're standing in the spawn. So we're thinking, yeah, that was definitely a clue to this Easter egg. Treyarch actually gave us our first clue to the first step of this Easter egg, and that is the open door to the chicken coop, letting you know that they've escaped and you gotta go figure it out. But yes, it is 100% confirmed. There are no triggers whatsoever anywhere near this chicken coop, and this Easter egg was definitely cut. The next thing that seemed like a suspected Easter egg, not because it was visually suspicious, but because when you did a theater glitch, it showed these objects would disappear, which indicated that there was something about them that were interactable, like the Staminet machine. You could interact with it, and therefore some kind of coding made it disappear whenever you did this theater glitch. We tried a lot of different things with this pressure plate and the statue spinner here on Shangri-La in Revelations, and you know, obviously nothing ever happened. And so we were confused because this theater glitch is pretty reliable on showing things that are interactable. So I just forgot about it, put it in the back of my mind, and just thought, well, it was probably a cut Easter egg, until DLC 5 or Zombies Chronicles dropped and it all made sense. And basically, from my understanding, is that, you know, they remastered Shangri-La and then like copied and pasted it into Revelations, and so a lot of these entities that are on this map had coding on them, but they weren't turned on, and we would actually see them working when we got to play the remastered version in Zombies Chronicles. Now looking back, I can see that these were our first clues to Zombies Chronicles, but there would be no way for us to have known that at the time. Another really interesting, you know, suspected Easter egg was in the Kino area on Revelations, and there was a projector that would disappear with that theater glitch, showing that it was interactable, and then also the movie screen would disappear, showing that it was interactable as well. This one was driving us crazy because we're like, it's definitely something, like these things disappear, they do something, but obviously we could never figure it out. And again, it was a Zombies Chronicles situation. In fact, before Zombies Chronicles came out and Kino Remastered was presented, there was a mapper modder by the name of Ardive. He was able to get the theater screen to come down, and then he was able to get the projector in the projector room to capture your image, and then it would project it onto the screen. So at this point, we knew that the projector and the theater screen did something, and he actually got them to work, and it pretty much ended there, again, until Kena Remastered came out, and it was an actual new Easter egg that they had put into that map. So again, we were seeing something that was going to be on Zombies Chronicles, but we wouldn't have known it at the time. And this one, I'm just really glad to see solved, and it's really cool to see that it ended up being an Easter egg on Kena Remastered. This next one, a lot of people thought it was an Easter egg, and I did too for a really long time, but after a while, people, kind of gave up on it and said, no, it's definitely not an Easter egg, and it's this skull here in the Derizen area on Revelations. Someone had gotten into the map and could see that it was actually like a wine bottle or something, and that's what you're seeing coming out of that skull eye. And yes, it is confirmed, it's not an Easter egg, there's no triggers around it, it's just probably one of the developers, being cute and decorating or something. The next one is not something anybody has suspected, but it showed up with the triggers, and it seems to be a cut Easter egg, but it was called the Siegfried Altar Easter egg. Now, Siegfried is linked to Gorod Krovi, and it's one of the helmets that you can earn by, doing some of the Easter egg steps. But this one was linked to the bow boxes in the Derizen area. I don't know what this Easter egg would have done, but it was definitely connected to each of the bow boxes, and it's definitely cut. There's no Easter egg there now, but just curious as to know what it could have been. The next thing that looks suspicious and looked like it could have been an Easter egg or just is there for aesthetics, or it could have been cut, is these bonfires that are behind the Origins area. And the bonfires are linked to the electric bow from Derizen. They are definitely the same bonfires. It's like the same model and everything, but there are no triggers anywhere around these bonfires at all. So it might have just been put there for looks, and no Easter egg was ever intended. This last one I have made a video about and wondered about it for a while, thinking maybe it could be something, but it's just so bizarre. And it's above Nocturne Toten. There's a puddle of floating blood and a floating bloody handprint. There's no triggers to indicate that it's any kind of an Easter egg, and most likely, after really thinking about it, it's probably just a placeholder for bloody puddles and bloody handprints around the map, because there's all kinds of stuff up there that seems to be placeholders for stuff, like the Pack-a-Punch machine. There used to be these alphabet graphics up in the sky too, but they removed those, and there's still these weird like little sticks that are up there. So it seems to be like some kind of storage area, and anything that's up there, you can pretty much just count it out that it is not going to be an Easter egg. But that's all I have for suspected Easter eggs and the truth about them, and if there's others that you guys are wondering about, definitely let me know. But from what I can tell, there's no more Easter eggs at all on Revelations other than like ciphers that we need to solve. But I hope you guys enjoyed this, and we'll see you next video.